Alright guys, what I'm going to show you right now is how to find the y-intercept in 3 different ways. So you're noticing we have 3 different things here. We have a graph, we have a table of values, and we have a linear equation. So first thing that we need to make sure that we know is that the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. In a linear equation, y equals mx plus b. Right? M is equal to the slope, and that b value is the y-intercept. Okay, important things to remember as we're working through here. So first thing we are going to start off with is we are going to look at the graph here, and we're going to identify when we see the x value is 0 to find that y-intercept. And I'm just trying to adjust this quickly so you can see it fully. I think so. All right. So let's take a look here. I'm going to notice that I'm going to get my pen ready to go so I can kind of identify that point here. So looking at the graph, I'm going to, because the graph is in red, I'm going to mark it in black. So I'm going to look to see when x is 0, I'm going to go all the way up here, and I'm noticing right here is where it's crossing the graph. This is the y-intercept. So I'm going to insert a text box underneath right here, and we are going to say the point is 0, 3. So that means the y-intercept equals 3. Okay, so that is the location on the graph. Now we're going to move over to the table. Again, I'm going to look when x is equal to 0, so I'm going to get my pen ready. I'm going to circle it. So I'm going to go through the x values. I'm noticing it's the first value here, so I'm going to circle this in my table. Then I'm going to write the coordinate below. So in this point right here, the point that we are working with is going to be 0, 4. And that means the y-intercept equals 4. Okay. Last but not least, we are going to be looking at a linear equation. We wrote the linear equation y equals mx plus b up here, so we just have to match up the values here. So I'm noticing this right here, the first point, -2/3 is representing the slope. So just above there, I'm just going to insert a text box and say m equals -2/3. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my pen back, put it in blue, and put an arrow right here. And I'm noticing that the b value is -6, and the b value represents the y-intercept. So I found my y-intercept right here. So underneath, I could say the coordinate for that would be 0, -6, because I know that x is always 0. So the y-intercept is equal to -6.